Hello, everybody. Welcome back to uh yeah, this is right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry. My mind just went blank there for a moment. I thought we weren't on the correct stage. I forgot this is a part 2 video and that the first one is probably already uploaded. But we are continuing the 3 trans chapter 4 Star Alchemist Holmes Young clear, but in reality it's a TBB clear. Moving on. 462 tends to be very challenging. I was having trouble landing twines, and so I turned to the star spawns to inspect and see what we can do. I would love, love, love some star spawn core 6s so that I can re-roll some of these because they are not the greatest of all time, but at the same time, I still need to max them out, so definitely short on those, but it is what it is. We proceed, and we will be fine. But yeah. So we land some twines here. We got Guston. We got 2 Holmes Youngs. A wave just kind of sucks altogether, but you'll notice now CC is not a problem. Guston is, however, targeting Star Alchemist Holmes. So we will see if he has enough sustain to last. He does not. And so this is a clear loss. The game disconnects for, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that was on purpose. Maybe it wasn't. It was on purpose. That's how I macro. But yeah, so double perceptual disorder bottles. That's of course very nice, even though the second one doesn't quite land. But the important thing is Guston is not on Holmes. And so now this looks like a decently easy victory for us. Double bottles. There we are. And that's the clear. Moving on. 463, double penny. Only slightly problematic for us. Penny's only dangerous if she gets to attack before we do, which with TBB, we were able to prevent fairly reliably there. Well, that goes down, and that's the clear. Lovely stuff. 464 now. Another Guston, 2 Glorias, and a Holmes. 4-6 is, it's just hell stages. Like pretty much nonstop. They all suck. They're all really bad, especially the first 4. Really, really not fun time for those looking to clear these stages. But TBB, she helps. She helps quite a bit. What else is there to talk about? I don't think much. We're just going to be proceeding here. Standard operating procedure. I'll probably just reiterate some of the same points as last time. This isn't meant to promote the SAHY route in any way. This is not minimal. The train is by no means free to play. 1.5 million attack at the time of recording. Lovely amount of twines there, though. So it looks pretty good thus far. Guston is on HHA, which is nice. Buying SAHY some extra time to survive, which of course we like. But alas, it is not enough. Quite sad. I don't quite recall why I thought moving Holmes's position up front would help. Maybe it was to get Waldeck's basic to feed him energy and get us closer to our active skill, which if you don't know, I don't know if it's one or both blue bottles that it's needed for, but Um, I think it is related to the blue bottles. The more blue bottles he throws out, it has a chance to reduce the cooldown on his final passive, which causes him to heal and clear debuffs. So the more active skills on SAHY, the better. Very close to Destiny level 4 on him, which I'm thrilled about. I require one more core chest. I have TBB already fully subbed as of now, although she isn't fully subbed in this video. The sublimation occurred after this was recorded. But obviously that's quite nice, because the SAHY ability where he increases the ally with the highest attack by 24% attack, I think it is. Extremely nice. So we are looking forward to that, most definitely. But here's going to be a series of losses. 4-6 really does. It sucks hard. But Gustin's dead. I don't recall if HHA is able to clutch this up. I doubt it. If he had the auspicious lucky cat, he may have been able to. Because that artifact is a little bit silly. Very strong. I like it a lot. I'll probably even focus it over sublimation and core chests, even though those will be largely limited. When I get my 4th Transcendence hero, they will not be able to be subbed or cored in quite some time. But I think the want for auspicious lucky cats might supersede the want for cores and subs. We'll see about that. We'll see if it's a mistake. And if it is, well, I'll just cry about it. Probably. But very fun. And now is the time where I get to discuss my future plans with the game. Because as you know, I'm greatly opposed to the end game. I think it was largely mishandled by the dev team with the release of Divine Power in Chapter 6. It should have just been gradually trickled. The range of difficulty in Chapter 6, it should have been spread across 3 to 4 chapters, in my opinion, in terms of the amount of progress that you need to make in order to clear compared to what you need to do for chapters. Well, every other chapter before then, frankly. Except for maybe Chapter 1, which requires 2 to 3 Transcendence heroes from most people. But yeah, for my intents and purposes, the game basically ends when Chapter 6 is reached. Which means the SAHY account's nearing that point. So I'm not sure what we'll do after that. Not much content remaining. But, so here's my plan. So, you hear me whine and fuss, and you're probably growing tired of it, talking about how endgame sucks and that the game was better back when it was young, before Void Campaign was out. Even though I don't necessarily think Void Campaign itself is a problem. I didn't mind Void Campaign. Chapters 1 through, I didn't think I even minded 5. I thought 5 was decent. I think it progressed fairly decently in terms of power accumulation. Chapter 6 is silly. But I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I think I'm going to start a legacy series of Vital Heroes, where, if you don't know, I quit the game the first time. I was a very early player. It was either 2018 or 2017. I started as Bloodblade came out, if you can believe it. He was very strong. I think he was the best hero in the game at that point, which, I mean, it's not that surprising. New heroes generally are. A few notable exceptions, of course, but Bloodblade was insane. He was the de facto Aspen dungeon pusher after Ormus. Ormus was used in Aspen Dungeon because not many heroes were very good at self-sustain. So Ormus was awesome for that. But yeah, Bloodblade came out. He just took the world by storm. It was very funny. And then Sigmund came out a little bit later, and everybody loved Sigmund. He was very strong. And surprisingly, he's not horrendous. He's helpful for bosses. Still, in the very early game, I make Sigmund on all my accounts as a first 10 star because he does decent damage. He's helpful for bosses. And then, of course, you're not really hurting yourself by feeding him off. But back to what I was saying, the legacy account. What my idea is I quit. It was either right before or right after Amun-Ra was released. I think it was like, I don't remember what year it was. 2019 or 2020. But regardless, I saw the release of Ada and Oberon, and then shortly after came Amun-Ra, and I never experienced her. And I was out the door before Penny came out, who came out right after Amun-Ra. And so what my idea is basically starting a new account. It will hopefully be free to play, unless I decide I like it a lot, in which case it might become my main project. We'll have to see about that. But basically, it'll be fun because every hero after Amun-Ra will be banned. And it will be an early game account that I can stretch out, and we'll probably do it until we reach the end of early game. Of course, that means Transcendence heroes will be banned. We might turn it into an account that shifts after regular campaign is cleared. But yeah, that sounds like a really fun idea. So basically, I don't know if I'll include or omit Amun-Ra. We'll have to see. But it basically means, it might mean no artifact upgrades, because artifacts weren't upgradable back then. It might mean no Cloud Island, because I don't think tenants were a thing back then, which means I actually have to build a holistic account, which I think will be very fun, actually. And most importantly, it means no Eloise, which will be refreshing for me. One, because Eloise is boring, and two, because it lets me experiment. And experimentation is what I enjoy most in this game. I like seeing what works, as you can probably tell. Grinding out Void Campaign with Homes. If I could go back in time, I would see the LFA route again and test it with TBB. Because obviously TBB wasn't around when I cleared the first time, but this is more minimal than the LFA route was. I have fewer cores, less sublimation, less heroes. Fewer heroes would be proper, if I knew how to English good. But yeah, TBB is like the trans Eloise, in that the optimal route, or optimal routes, will probably all include her in some form. Early Vortex clears for more stellar accumulation over time. Easy clears for non-Valkyrie stages. Very strong, but so Eloise will be banned. Interestingly enough, Ignis will be banned as well. There's a hero retrospective sheet that I will probably introduce to you guys if you're not already familiar with it. But it basically would show all the heroes that I can and can't build. Waldeck would be disallowed, Ignis disallowed, Eloise disallowed, Holmes Young disallowed. Basically, if they were released in recent time, they will not be allowed. And this sounds really fun. I like the idea a lot. It also means no artifacts that were released After Amun Ra, so Melodic Strings and Rui Scepter, I think will both be off the table. I think I think even Golden Crown is off the table. Um, it might be. I'll probably amend the rules at some point, if I don't like the way it's going. But I think the idea could be fun. I like the idea of having to build a whole team to clear content. I think as fun as it is to have this one carry hero that just does everything for you, I feel as though it's a bit less fun. We might actually need to upgrade artifacts in order to clear Tower of Oblivion anyway. Unless I do something silly, but I don't think Tix is allowed, so I can't do the Tix strat. I don't think Delacium's allowed either. Man, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, to be honest. I'll figure it out though, but yeah, and if I can't figure it out, I'm sure there are plenty others who can basically say, hey, dude, here's a strategy for you that you didn't think of because you're an idiot. Do this, and then it'll work out. But yeah, I think that sounds like fun. I'll probably start it around Christmas time because that'll be a heroic summon amount event, and I have a few accounts that have around 1,500 scrolls. So that will be nice. Here's my treasure train at the time of the clear, 1,500 attack, as you can see. But yeah, moving on though. I didn't record 511 because it's a trivial stage for TBB, much like every other stage in the campaign that doesn't contain Valkyrie. And then I'm not really sure what's going on with the scaling for 5-1, but it feels as though the enemies are weaker. I don't know if that's me hallucinating or if I just had a really good round. But the enemies just feel kind of weak at that stage. Sherlock busts out because of his cards, which is bad, but one of them is now perceptually disordered, so he can't dub us. TBB breaks out, which is all we needed. Her twine from her passive will still shoot out when her twine is reflected back upon her. So as long as she's not dubbed, we should be safe. Locking everybody down. There's the clear, 513, mission accomplished. Tara and Forces now. I appreciate how quickly the Forces attack makes it so I don't have to wait very long before I get my turn. But we put Rui on TBB because we know that she's not at risk of dying, and we know she's not going to get hit with most of the attacks first round. So we just want to make sure we get as much CC chance as possible so that she can just start locking because we know she's going to be safe and sound. At the beginning of each round, we put the mirror on HHA, and then you see the stage looks fairly easy now. Will HHA clear this on his own? I doubt it. Yeah. But it is what it is. We put DR on the homes so that he can live for longer. And then we proceed. There we go. Everybody looks much safer now. TBB sealed, so she won't get her passive active. And so I just quit the game and start back again. And now here we go. So that TBB doesn't get sealed. And we should be safe. Oh dear. Yeah, the Forces kind of annihilated us there. which is a tad scary. I try not to think about it because it's depressing, but I don't know what the fate of this account will be when I reach Chapter 6. Because I legitimately do not care about it on this account. 612 is the Valk stage, and I don't know what I'm going to do to overcome that, frankly. I probably won't overcome that. It's just going to be something that causes me to maybe ease off the gas on this account unless they introduce another power system, which is fine with me. Anything that allows more progress is nice. An anti-dot hero. There are a few ways they can implement that, and it would be wonderful for everybody. But moving on, here's 515. Mirror is back on TBB because she can get hit round one. She gets kind of annihilated there. Perceptual disorders going out. Snake coming in. Will we die here? Most likely. Yep. There we go. Sag. But you'll find that it does not matter. Near flawless crowd control from TBB there. Quite nice. I believe TBB is going to die once she gets this active skill off. Yeah, there she goes. But the enemy team is looking rather unhealthy now. Unfortunately, so are we. Down goes Holmes, leaving HHA all alone. And so I quit out. We try again. But yeah, let me know what you think of the legacy account. I mean, it sounds like a really fun idea. if you're on iOS, reach out to me. I'll give you my. I'll tell you the server I'm on. We can start together. It sounds like fun. It would be a fresh server, because I'd want to start out the gate with probably a few copies of the hero I want to build. But yeah, Treasure Train would be banned. Awakens would be banned, I think. Probably. At least to start. But my intuition about the early game is that the sense of what I need to do to accomplish victory on a stage that I'm stuck on, I feel as though it will be obvious. Just the difficulty progression just seemed more intuitive back then, in my opinion. Like, you get stuck on a stage and you're like, I know exactly what I need to pass this. Whereas with this game, it's like, I know exactly what I need to spend on to pass this. I don't know. But I feel like that'll be fun. If you're interested in starting, I'll figure out which server I want to begin on, because like I said, I have a few accounts that I could start on. But reach out to me on Discord if you're there. If you're not there, leave a comment, and then I will link you my Discord. And then I don't know if you want to join me in a legacy account. That could be a good time. If you're bored with the game, anyway. I know for some people, one account is more than enough to juggle, which is completely understandable. But the legacy series could be fun. I have an idea of the heroes I want to make already, so that'll be cool. This is, of course, very funny. We've got the Delasiums and the ticks causing significant attack reduction over time. Horus there breaking out of the twine. He's a really, really, really cool hero. Who, by the way, you may or may not be seeing more of in the near future. Wink, wink. But yeah, TBB just making the stage trivial. SAHY's just there to knock him down. Moving on. Did I skip 518? Looks like I might have. I don't know why. I don't remember what stage that is. But I don't know. Well, you see 519 here, so you know I passed 518. Bam, easy. 5110. Oh, you don't get to see 5110. Sorry. Or 521, I guess. 5-2 now. So we are getting deeper and deeper into Chapter 5. TBB still not having a hard time remotely. Double perceptual disorders on the wall deck. Not that it matters because they just drop dead immediately. Double Morax here. Both perceptually disordered. And that'll be an easy clear. 5-2-3 coming up. Triple Thuga. Triple Morax. Everybody twined. And so it doesn't matter. But what does matter is that Cthulhu burns whenever he takes damage. And so he's a rough one to go against. But yeah, Morax kills us there. But you saw it looked possible. Yeah. She's fun to watch work, but man, does she make this game a little too easy for my liking. She sure does. If you hear flowing water in the background, that is my toilet. It's sick today. It's not flushing, and water is flowing freely in the little back compartment. So I have an unhealthy toilet, and I don't know what's wrong with it. So hopefully I do not experience a flood. I don't think I should. But I'm not a toilet doctor, so I'm not going to attempt to diagnose the problem for fear of making it worse. There goes TBB. Thugas are going to start dying soon. We've got 11 burns and 11 bleeds on the homes. But it doesn't matter now. We have achieved the Portal of Stars passive skill, and so we win. 5-2-4 now. Seems relatively easy. We've got Rui Scepter, I think, anyway. Sure looks like it by the success rate of the crowd control. God, what a sight to behold TBB is. Love-hate relationship with her for sure. But first try on that one. 5-2-5 here. I sort of started this whenever it started to look good. Thankfully, Holmes was hit enough times to knock him out of his doved form so that he was able to attack. Asmodel knocking us down, but HHA being ever persistent will get the clear for us. This is scary. Sherlock is I think he's probably my favorite hero in the game. Just extremely funny kit. Pain in the ass to go against, but man, I think they did a really awesome job with him. His artwork is spectacular. And then his skills are just hilarious. Like just reflecting crowd control back at you, swapping your health. God, what an awesome hero. I like Sherlock a lot. He was my first E5 on this account, by the way. Before I was a content creator, I had a Sherlock and I had a Holmes Young. And then I played this account concurrently with my main, which at the time was a Waldeck account. Actually, that's a lie. My main is on a different server, whereas my Waldeck account is now a BQA account. Pretty funny. I don't play that one very often. Yeah, this stage is a little bit rough. Holmes Young coming in with his annoyingness, and then we die. But that's what we're waiting for. We need Holmes Young to target TBB right off the rip. And then we need TBB not to get poisoned, which is kind of rough because she was not being very good at her job of twining there. I don't remember if we switch to Rui Scepter, if we just get lucky with Mirror. But regardless, it works out. But you'll notice this video is going to be coming to a close rather soon as we approach you know what. 5-3-1. That demonic stage. What am I thinking here? I put the cat on HHA, crown on the puppet. Okay. This is obviously going to be a fail. TBB is just going to die as the round transitions. There everybody goes. Dead by poison. Quite sad. There we go. That's what we wanted, but sadly, TBB fails her twines. There we go. As I mentioned in the other video, you can tell how many twines she gets by how much energy she feeds herself. You can notice there she didn't twine anybody because she only got 30 energy, which she gives herself automatically upon releasing her passive active or active active. Still funny that I have to differentiate those terms, but once the CC was reliable, we get the clear. My plan for this account is I'm going to do PDE homeowner because her heals are rather insane, even as a non-homeowner, and also because TBB's a tenant. So she's a rather efficient build for us. And then what I will likely do is after PDE, either MFF or SSM. They will be my next two after PDE. SSM for tenants for tenant stats on Holmes Young. MFF for poison damage, DR, and just general support. She's, of course, very awesome. And then FQV will come in after those two to be the last trans tenant for PDE. And that will be nice. We get to watch Ilamak do his job. He has the Auspicious Lucky Cat, which is a busted artifact, giving insane crowd control. Crowd control. Giving insane damage reduction. Should you be able to survive long enough to stack all the ingots, which should have a visual indicator, but don't, for whatever reason. But yeah, you'll notice his health bar isn't healing like it usually does. He's just getting these +1s, and that's because Ada's debuff heal effect. So we're probably looking at like 0 heal effect at the moment. Yeah, +1, not very helpful, but what can you do? The shield's going up, but eventually we will die. What a nasty hero Ada is. Who is allowed on my account, by the way, the Legacy account. She is the last hero, or second to last. I think Oberon is the last hero that I'm allowed to build, but I don't see why I would make him in the first place, so likely won't. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more the Legacy account sounds like a good idea to me. And it would probably be refreshing to all of you to see a free-to-play account as well. I wonder how many attempts I give this. Maybe this will be the last one. Looks like it could be. You'll notice Holmes is taking more and more damage over time. You might be wondering how, and it's actually from Ada. She just does damage, I think, just at the end of the round. Maybe. I would do well to refresh myself on their skills, but that's too much work. Too much work, don't feel like it. Will TBB die here? My guess is yes. Yep, she will die going into round 2, and so this is a loss. Bam, but looks easy enough. I put TBB slot 1 because there are some heroes, namely the pandas, that will target slot 1 and maybe feed energy. So that we are able to reduce the amount of Holmes follow-up attacks that we take. But TBB dies, and so the rest of the team does in short order afterwards. Okay, there we go. We like what is happening so far. No, we don't. All it takes is a few Holmes potions to ruin our day. But oh well. We'll get there. So far, so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to see who Flora's basic is supposed to attack. If it's random, I'm going to be upset. Because that means we were just low rolling here. Actually, I won't check because I want to show you the account after this video is over. And I don't want to sign myself out. Yeah, we'll check afterwards. What am I doing now? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Good play, I think. So now we wait for TBB to get hit once. Bam, everybody's CC'd. which is lovely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love this. So satisfying. I just love debuffs. I like having the I like doing not much damage, but having complete and utter control over my opponent. So they just kind of just have to sit there as I slowly chip them away. That's my idea of a fun team. In my opinion, it's not as fun to nuke round one. It's satisfying, of course, but nothing beats a good solid crowd control lock for tens upon tens of different rounds. Is this going to be a first try stage? Looks like it. Oh yeah, everybody's dying. Nothing but a panda left. And there he goes. Here is 5-2-10. Waldeck hits Betty, and now we can begin the process of winning. DTV, fortunately enough, is not sublimed as an enemy in PvP mode, in PvE modes rather, and so he's not nearly as dangerous as he is in other contexts. Yeah, having trouble talking. Yeah, I did have quite a bit of trouble with the boss stages in Chapter 5 on my LFA account. I think they were very well created. Unfortunately, TBB is a little bit is was created even better, unfortunately, and so nothing is just difficult anymore. But so this is going to be the last fight of the video, because well, this is a silly stage that we likely can't clear until much, much later. So after this, we will swap over to the account. We'll show you what I have going on, and then we'll say goodbye. Yeah, not quite enough damage there to result in nukage, so that is what it is. But here we go, back to the game. Bam, here is my homes. 15 mil attack now. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Here's the home. Most of that attack coming from HHA, of course. And then our TBB, she is ripe for Destiny transition. We have full subs. We are just waiting on another core level so that we can finish that out. And we have, if we turn our attention here, 3 core chests already. So just one more. I don't know where we'll get that from, but we'll get it from somewhere. And then Destiny transition on Mystic Fairy Freya will be my next one. I'll probably use this for FQV down the line. But yeah, we've already got an MFF core sitting in the bag, so that's rather cool. Unless for some reason they increase more cores, in which case we'd build another SAHY core, which would be funny, but I doubt that. But yeah, that'll be all. Oh, no, I showed you the train already. Yeah, that'll be all. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Have a happy holiday.